So, hello, my name is Paul, and if we'd really thought this through properly, we would have watched one of these films on Friday the 13th, not Tuesday the 17th.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I'm on the wrong side of the screen.
We didn't watch the film on Friday the 13th, but we have brought all of Friday the 13th's technical
Bad
issues with
luck.
us today.
Yes, it's been hellishly technical. This is the second time we've done this, and if this actually goes out, we're going to be over the moon. He says, bringing up his stuff. So, this week we're going to be watching Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Because that'll be pretty awesome stuff.
That's
Even
what
though
we need, a new
lied
beginning.
to. Horribly,
After a
horribly
final
lied
chapter,
to.
you need a new beginning. Yeah.
Yes. Before we get to that, hey Paul, how's your week been?
Well, I actually had Friday the 13th off, so that was quite nice. I got to sit on the sofa for the day and do an awful lot of nothing.
That's awesome. You didn't paint any little men's.
I didn't actually.
Wow.
No, I sat on the sofa with the dog and watched some stuff on TV.
Cool. Don't think we watched much horror on Friday the 13th. I was kind of like tapped that keg for Halloween. But I have recently watched The Queen's Gambit, which has nothing to do with horror, but it's really good.
Yeah, I've seen that. I really enjoyed that one.
I'm on episode 3, and it's really interesting and not what I'm used to watching. And it's all about chess, and it doesn't make me feel stupid.
Yes, it is. I found it a very interesting series, and you're sort of watching it and thinking, where is this going throughout the whole thing, which is quite nice because it keeps you on the edge. And yeah, I thought it was really well done, and I really enjoyed it.
Cool. And Scarlet Tiger Chili's online and talking to us, which means this is actually going out. So we're not.
Yay! We got something right.
We am technical. Yeah. So, what did you get up to? What have you been watching?
I watched Candyman with my daughter after you mentioned it.
Good choice.
She quite enjoyed that. I've been watching the first series of Ash versus the Evil Dead.
So much fun. So wrong.
Yes.
Yes. Have you got to the fertility clinics scene yet?
No, I don't.
You would remember it.
Okay, so that's obviously not in the first series. Then I've only seen the first series so far.
Oh, watch the second series. It's one of the most disgustingly funny things I've ever watched in my life.
And I've also been rewatching The Crown recently as well for something different.
As rewatching?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw the first 2 series a while ago, but I never got around to watching series 3, so I thought I'd start again from the beginning.
Before you get to series 4, which has just come out.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I watched about 5 minutes of it over Pink Apple Jam's shoulder, and I was really confused because it was the guy from Game of Thrones being Lord Mountbatten, and I was just like, what's happening? Because that was very, very cool. Very cool.
You know, there's lots of guys from Game of Thrones, right?
No. Well, you've seen it, so you know which one I'm talking about. The really posh one with the English accent. No, right, never mind.
Yeah,
you can tell I'm totally on the ball for this one, aren't you?
Yeah, we're really narrowing it down.
I've not been sitting here just having a technical panic, and just going, because like Paul even turned up early, and
to be nice and prepared.
And everything was working fine, and then we hit the button, and the system just went.
Everything was not working fine. As soon as I turned up half an hour early, I said, "Do you have a Jason voice synthesizer on?" Because your microphone was doing odd things.
Odd, very, very, very odd things. Anyway, away from that shambles.
Something about a film.
Something about the film. Still haunted by his past, Tommy Jarvis, who as a child killed Jason Voorhees, wonders if the serial killer is connected to a series of brutal murders occurring in and around the secluded halfway house where he lives.
Okay.
So this is part 5. How is this feeling in your cockles? Or even your sub-cockles?
That doesn't really sound like the other films. So yes, I guess this is indeed a new beginning.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see where it goes. I'm glad it's not a reboot already.
They didn't really do reboots that much in the 80s because this is coming out, he says, going to his amazing wall of facts. This came out in 1985, so it's like mid of the 90s, but the reboot hadn't really been invented at that point. I think TV did that more.
Yeah, probably.
In the film world, they just carry, especially in this kind of genre, whenever what they did instead of a reboot was they just carried on and ignored everything that had happened before.
Who needs continuity?
Well, yeah, I mean, crikey, by this point, Halloween had already decided to try literally like 2 or 3 other different directions. Texas Chainsaw Massacre had just gone mad. It's a wonderful series if you ever get to watch it. It just goes gradually stranger. But they're all somehow interconnected sort of things.
Okay.
But yeah. I mean, given how the series is going at this point, how are you feeling? If you were to see that as a tagline before going to the cinema just a frighteningly small number of days after the last one.
See, I wouldn't be too confident because it just seems to be a bit too different from the others. But we'll see. We'll give it a go. And we'll see.
You're getting the definite feeling. Cool. Well,
different direction. I'm getting the feeling.
Different direction. Different direction is good. Different direction is definitely exciting. Oh, look, a technical bugger up. Anyway, away from all that, would you like some amazing facts?
I'd love some amazing facts, please.
Welcome to Andrew's Amazing Facts. Because I got fed up with everything breaking. I'm just doing it this way.
Yeah, so this is so much better. Nothing's breaking today.
It's all my fault. Anyway, yes, unsurprisingly, before anyone starts worrying about any artistic things, they did, as we said last time, they were planning on just totally kiboshing the series at this point, because the sentiment was at the time slasher was dead. But it just because 4 absolutely crapped out money. They went, actually, no, there might still be life left in this. Although the previous producer did leave. This is now being produced by Timothy Silver, who seemed to have a bit more of a hands-off approach to the whole affair. He was a lot more, okay, we can just append the title to it and get relatively competent people, it'll all be fine. It came out 343 days after the last one.
Okay, so not quite a year.
Not quite a year. 22nd of March, 1985. So the production started properly.
Sorry, can I just interrupt? Was the 22nd of March a Friday the 13th?
I know where you live.
But you can't visit right now. You have to wait till December.
You know I will hold a grievance. Will this start with Mother Dearest again? Yeah, quite possibly. We know how much they like reusing footage. So yeah, it could indeed be another Dearest start. Although we don't know how it starts because
it might have a new beginning.
Yeah. So it started production 4 months after the final chapter was released. So yeah, it was a complicated beast, but it was also quite complicated because it is quite the hatchet job of stuff. So it uses part of the concept that originally came up during the initial development of Part 2, which was a studio concept. It was then turned into a story treatment by the screenwriter Martin Kurtzrosser, who did Part 3. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's also involving some of the stuff that kind of was possibly going to be in Part 3. So it's kind of an amalgamation of leftovers from Part 2, leftovers from Part 3. And there's some allegation that there was a few ideas banded around for Part 4 as well. So this is like the trimmings. So it's got 3 writers.
It's like the Christmas dinner, like 2 weeks later.
I don't want to say leftovers because I really like leftovers, but so this means it's got 3 screenwriters listed. However, it's not as bad as it sounds. The story was by Kit Rosser, absolutely fine. Many movies, people write a story and then people write a script. The bolt of the script was done by Danny Steelman, who also directed it. And he had assistance from David Cohen. How much is disputed, but it does seem very much that he was in the lead. This is the leftover dregs end of Christmas buffet. Then, yeah. Again, there's nothing quite like a Christmas leftover sandwich. Normally, because it's got about 3,000 calories in it. So yeah, it's one of those things that like it was definitely like a studio roll together of various things, but that's not where the problem was. Oh yeah, it was partly shot in a residential backyard.
Okay.
Yeah, because Corey Feldman kind of really couldn't be in it that much because he'd gone and got big and famous in the intervening half year.
And they didn't want to pay him?
No, they wanted to pay him. It was Corey Feldman. He just signed up for the Goonies. That's the problem. He just signed up for the Goonies. So he does make an appearance in this, but it was shot on his day off from filming the Goonies. Okay.
Is he wearing the same costume?
In his parents' backyard in Los Angeles.
Brilliant.
Okay. So it's literally, we're coming around your house with a water machine and some spooky backdrops. We'll get it done in a day. And they did. So all his scenes in a day at home on his day off. But it does mean it's got Corey Feldman. That's a nice little bit. So that was a minor problem with the production. Another problem was so it was originally called Repetition. A lot of the Friday the 13th movies used fake, especially after the first one, used fake titles, so people wouldn't know what's happening with production. As you yourself would definitely know, Blue Harvest was originally the name of Return of the Jedi. So it's a standard technique for productions, right?
Yep. Stop them hiking the cost.
And all that. However, this was cast under a fake name, as well as produced under a fake name, allegedly to stop people asking for more money. And many of the actors didn't know it was a Friday the 13th film until they turned up on set and saw Jason. So it's literally, hi, we're here to shoot Repetition. That's fucking Jason Voorhees. Which is gonna scare you.
Bit of method acting.
Yeah. The lead actor, John Shepard, had spent several months preparing for the role, so he felt really disappointed to discover it was a Friday the 13th series. I'm not going to go into the full details because it got minor spoilers, but this guy did some hardcore preparatory work for the role, and then he turned up and he was just like, "It's Friday the 13th. Why did I bother?" So that was quite gutting. The production, though, a lot of people were having a lot of fun.
Always good to hear.
According to Peter Brack's
according to Peter
Brack's book, Crystal Lake Memoirs, The Complete History of Friday the 13th, apparently behind the scenes, the production was played with quote-unquote hardcore drug use.
Okay.
Apparently, allegedly, please fucking don't sue us. Do not sue us. Many of the actors were high as balls on cocaine during the filming, including like the lead actors on the thing. And so was the director, Danny Steinman, who couldn't do his job. So an undisclosed portion of the film was directed by the cinematographer.
Okay.
Who literally was there just going, oh my God, this needs to be done. Let's get this over with, and started directing it.
It's like the one person who's there, turned up sober, and is going to do the job.
Yeah. And there's also a Voorhees in it.
A Voorhees.
A Voorhees. An actual Voorhees. With no pre-planning and no pre-intention. Deborah Voorhees plays the role of Tina in it.
Oh, right, okay.
So there's a full-blown, honest-to-God Voorhees in it. And that's Andrew's amazing facts. Yay! Oh my God! And we've been informational.
Yeah. First time for everything.
Yeah, we have been informational. Speaking of information, do you want to know what the critics said about it?
Go on then. What did they say?
Okay. I'm going to start. Do you want me to go good to bad or bad to good?
Let's go bad to good.
Bad to good. Okay. Like most of the films in this series, it's seldom more than just about adequate.
Okay.
Luke Y. Thomas, New Times. The fifth Friday the 13th film reiterates a chronicle of butchering with even less variation than its predecessor. Variety.
Mm.
This is a stupid movie that makes me want to claw my skin off. Tim Brayton, film threat. Okay, so now we're getting to the good stuff.
Right, okay, yeah.
Same screaming, same endless chases, same breasts, same blood, same axe, same lack of explanation, same ending primed for another sequel. Steve Davis, The Austin Chronicle. That was good. That was
yeah. That's positive.
That's positive. And the positive, my best positive one. The tone is crude, raunchy, and leering, with kill scenes combined with more nudity than usual.
Ooh, okay.
Jeremiah Kipp, Slant Magazine.
So he was really trying to sell it then.
I started on the terrible. I ended up on the the good. I can't actually. I'm not rigging this. Outside of horror sites, I can't find good reviews. If I can find good reviews, I'll put them in.
Yeah.
But if they're people outside of the genre, I'm not touching them. So, yeah. That's what the critics say. Oh, God. They're just some absolute... So, yeah. So that's what the critic says. Does Paul have anything he'd like to bring to the discussion?
I do. I believe it's now time for Paul's exciting world of Friday the 13th statistics.
Ooh, yay! Maths!
So, it's my first statistic. Right, before we get started, I'd just like to warn everybody that I'm about to do statistics very badly. So don't do statistics like this at home, kids, because bad stats are bad, okay? Right. Having been given a massive data set of 4 films, we're going to
So far,
yeah. This will get better in time, I hope. We're going to make some baseless conjecture on what makes for a good series of horror movies. So let's start by looking at how long the films were compared to the box office returns for the film. So in this first slide, look at this amazing correlation. I love this one. This is the best correlation I've got about all the stats I had.
Wow!
Yeah, I think this clearly tells us that if audiences get a shorter film, they're going to pay less for it. That's what that tells me. And
okay.
If we move to slide number 2, so here I've reorganized the same data, but this time it's been ordered by running time, then release date. And we can see here that Friday the 13th, which is this one here, part 3 was the same length as Friday the 13th part 3 was the same length as Friday the 13th, both coming at 95 minutes, I believe.
Yes.
But the audiences didn't like that repetition, because here we go, all of these ones, we've got a steady up curve and then down as soon as you repeat yourself. So they didn't like that at all.
So okay.
Yeah.
So they like the films getting longer, or
this shows us that they like longer films, but as soon as you repeat the number of minutes, they don't like it. That's obviously
so
what that means.
They like a switch up on how long their bum is on the seat.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
So that's what this one tells us.
And presumably we'll be able to gauge how sensitive people's bums are across the whole series.
As we go on, yes.
As we go on. Yeah.
Yeah. But for the moment, we've only got these 4, so we're just playing with
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
And what else have I got? I've got another one for you. This one. So this one is about the time to the first kill, which is the blue line, versus various different reviews. So I've got reviews from IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, both the critics and the audience scores in there.
Right.
So here we can see Friday the 13th and Friday the 13th Part 2, both clocked in around about the 4:48. I think there's about 1 second difference between the two as to when the first kill comes.
We clocked it as a second difference.
Yeah, and you can see like they like the first one, but as soon as you repeat yourself, they stop liking it again. So yeah, again that repetition is done badly.
Yeah.
But what does worse than repetition is significantly increasing by almost 3 times how long it takes to get your first on-screen kill.
That would be part 3.
Yeah, so all the audiences, they did not like that. But then you sort of recover a little bit because as you go to Friday the 13th, the final chapter, they brought that first kill forward just a little bit, and the audiences obviously liked that.
Okay.
So that's what that stat tells us.
So what are we concluding from with these 12 points of data, ignoring the fact that the first film was made for absolutely shoebox money, and then proceeded to crap money like the crap gold like the legendary goose?
They've all given a good return on money.
Oh, they've all made money. So what are we thinking so far?
So based purely on these 4 films and ignoring any data I don't like, I think we can clearly see that the key things to making a good horror film series are never repeat yourself, because both audiences and reviewers don't like it. And make your films slightly longer each time and reduce the time until the first kill slightly with each film. There we go. So some winning information for you.
So eventually, what you're saying is to carry on making money, right? Change up the plots.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And change up the length of the film.
Just a little bit,
Just a little bit. And then make your film a bit longer and get your kill in a bit earlier.
Yeah, that works.
So eventually we should have a 3-hour-long movie where there's a kill in the first second.
Yeah. But then you won't be able to make any films after that.
You won't be able to make any films after that. But no, you could put a kill on the poster or in the trailer.
Yeah. Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. Or if you're running adverts, you could put it in the ads.
Ooh. Now there's some ideas. Out of the box thinking.
Ideas. Out of the box thinking. Cool. Did you enjoy your amazing stats?
Yes, thank you very much for sending them through on Sunday night. I enjoyed very much doing that.
I didn't at all argue you into it, so you had your own bit of graft. Right. Oh, you enjoy.
Hey, Paul, do you want to pay with some numbers?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'll go and find more numbers. Right. Anyway, away from that ridiculous silliness. It's time to watch a movie.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
So, given that it's taken us half an hour to get to this point, are you ready to actually watch a film?
Yes, I bloody am.
Right then. In that case, we shall start the film on 3. So 1, 2, and 3.
Oh.
It's our recap, yes.
Oh. Hang on, is that a recap?
Oh, maybe it's not. Not recognizing it.
Good God!
We've launched straight into brand new footage.
That must have cost them a fortune. Oh, now we know what his parents' garden looks like. Unless that's a stand-in, which it could very easily be.
Oh, yes.
What?
It's what young men do on every night out. They go out when it's chucking
Grave
it down
robbing.
in the rain and rob graves.
Oh God, how hit can these be? Oh
They are
my!
definitely excited by the prospect of digging this
They're
grave.
very excited grave robbers.
Come on, faster, dig!
Do you dig Digging Man? I dig Digging Man. Oh God.
That was a very
What the
shallow
grave robbers don't know is that Jason is in on the joke.
grave.
There is not one single way I can see this ending well.
See, I thought this might be a dream sequence to start off with, but who would dream those people?
That's a sick and twisted mind to come up with those yeehaws. Oh, hasn't he? I think he might. No, I'm thinking of someone else. It's kind of fun in this to play Spot the Actor.
I love you.
Oh.
Okay.
I got that at 3:41.
Yep. Not messing around with 15 minutes anymore, are we?
Merlot, don't leave home without it. Run! You killed him before.
So was
That
that a
doesn't
dream
count.
sequence? Or a flashback?
On the grounds that his neck isn't stapled together,
Well, he might have run away at the last minute.
I don't think so.
Is he in the back of a police car?
I don't know. All I know is this is going back on the shelf.
Oh, Institute of Mental Health.
Right, okay. So those guys can't act. Yeah, I didn't think they were. Does that count as a kill or not?
I don't think we're going to count dream kills, are we?
No. God
Same
damn
as we
it.
wouldn't count a flashback kill.
No. Oh!
Explosion!
That was also nicked from 4. That was
Yes.
how they were originally going to do the effects for 4, the intro for 4. So yeah, bit of 2, bit of 3, bit of 4.
That mask had blue markings on it instead of red ones.
They're shaking it up.
No, of course, it's a new beginning, isn't it?
New beginning, new mask, new haircut. But you didn't know. Yeah, but we do know it's a flashback now. I mean, we're not saying you can't have a drink. We're just saying we're not counting. We're not counting it as a kill. You're more than welcome to yours. I mean, aren't you supposed to let red wine breathe anyway?
Yeah. Special appearance by Corey Feldman.
Special appearance by Corey Feldman. Casting by two absolute liars.
It's a film called Repetition. Is it a good movie? It's not Friday the 13th, is it?
No. Sign here. Right here. Scarlet Tiger has tea. And no, you can drink whatever you want. You just can't have your first sip until... Oh, wow. There were 2 extra names. I was wrong. Like 5 people involved. Jesus. Danny Steinman, hooked up on coke. Yeah, you can't have a drink until the first kill by our rules, unless you want to do whatever you want. We're very firm on those. You know, he looks exactly like I never thought Corey Feldman could grow up to be.
You know, they get these like, here are 20 child actors. Here's what they look like 20 years later. You could do that with what people thought they'd look like 20 years later compared to what they actually look like 20 years later.
Oh, don't. I really hate them because every single one of them's filled with all the look how she's grown. It's like, yeah, she was 9. Now she's 21. You're a perv. That's just...
He seems a nice guy. Yeah. And he was reading a porn magazine on the drive as well.
Yeah, but it's the... I get he's a pervert, but the ear flick. It's like...
What he was trying to achieve with that.
Hey, I've got an ad lib. Well, I've never met a human before, so go for it. I think Tommy may have been massively traumatized by murdering Jason Voorhees. Movie's costume department is sponsored by The Gap. I think that's unfair. I think that's just all you could buy in that era. That guy is rocking that scar. Oh, that's his mum and his sister, isn't it?
Yep, from the other film.
Yeah. I was worried for a minute it was the twins because that would just be really grim. Wouldn't they have taken that very large knife off of him?
Well, you would have thought so, but they
Hope
don't seem to be
so.
a traditional mental health hospital of any kind.
Wow, that is no hats up. No, that is a lot of Gap clothing.
I've been waiting in this cupboard for 2 weeks for somebody to show up in this room.
Read that comment out. I can't.
It depends where he originally secreted it.
That's the level of humour we've gone to.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, he's retained the masks.
it's a Savini original, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Savini didn't do the work on this. Art therapy? Got a split. They're police. I'm African American. I'm out of here. Wow. I'm pretty sure those two are necking in the back of a police car. That's a statement. Jason is going to smell the sex from a mile away and he's going to come swinging. Yes. Oh, wow. No, Tiger Chili, he does not look anything like Tom Cruise. The guy on the bike, no. Nothing like him. Maybe Cocktail, but Yep. I'm quite sure that would be incredibly illegal.
Don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe American
no.
farms are different. With the sunglasses and everything, yes, I can see
Yeah,
it.
yeah, we accept that. Give us a call if any bodies start turning up. Oh, he's got that look down to a T. That's... Oh,
There's an
Chekhov's
axe.
double-headed axe.
Yep.
See if we can get that through a door. Oh, is he going to be the annoying one?
Lovely.
Future defense weapon. Or future offense weapon.
Definitely future weapon.
I mean, can we just agree that everything we've seen so far could potentially be used as a weapon in this film? And I'm including the grass. Including the crocus. Yeah. Everything. Oh, God. It's a smorgasbord of destruction. Oh, God.
You knew that was coming.
Wow, they really have shaken things up by the slightly large kid being a socially inept.
Mm-hmm. I'm now wondering if that Walkman's going to be used as a murder weapon at some point.
Lawn chairs, definitely the lawn chairs. Yeah.
What is he doing to that log?
I don't know what. This is 4 minutes of fat shaming. Oh, God, that's going to get cut in half, isn't it?
Yeah.
No!
Really? Unexpected? I mean, we thought the axe was going to get used, but not then.
21 minutes. Wow. That was brutal.
And unexpected.
I thought we were going to find out that was like a dream sequence or a mental, like projection. Holy Christ!
Just the arm left on his back.
I mean, I appreciate we came along to watch people be arbitrarily slaughtered, but that's just not on.
I mean, considering what Amelia was making with that piece of wood, that must have taken quite a lot of chops to get that arm off.
I'm fairly sure no one went near him once he got going, because you wouldn't.
No. Oh, hello. There's a C-bomb in this one.
Woo! They really don't use that much in America, do they?
No.
I was watching Auntie Donna's House of Fun this week. Brilliant comedy series. And they dropped one in it, and it was just... Poof, it was a proper C-bomb, as in it was just devastating. But it was also just reminding me how little I expected to hear that on Netflix. Wow.
I don't think you're going to be disappointed somehow.
See, suddenly I have no problem with that guy dying.
No.
But the ritualistic 5 minutes of fat shaming followed by the murder, that I had a problem with. We're supposed to care for all lives and consider all life sacred.
What about this guy with the bonnet lid?
The arse hat with the bonnet lid on the highway. It does just show how fickle our emotions are when it comes to gratuitous bloody murder.
Yes. Yes, I'm perfectly all right for him to be chopped in half by a car.
This really looks like in the same place as the opening sequence, so I honestly don't think we got to see much of Corey Feldman's parents' garden. Which I'm a bit disappointed by, because I assume it was really nicely done.
Yeah, I imagine we got to see a lot of their garden hose from the amount of rain that was going on.
Oh, bunny! Why is he touching himself after seeing a rabbit?
Well, I think he got rather excited by that little bunny.
Yeah, but... the hell?
Oh, okay.
Oh!
Not what I was expecting to happen then, but still.
I thought it was going to hit the stomach or something, but that was... Yeah? They are clocking them up. Guy's never going to make it as a rapper. Oh! That was biro around his neck. It's like they put so much effort into the mouth shot that they totally couldn't. They were like, no one will care with the next one. That was...
No.
Very clean kill. Yes, it was an
Yeah, it was.
exceptionally clean kill. There was no blood anywhere other than just a nice little mark just around the neck. Okay. You know, for a lunatic, that guy has been lifting. That's not like skinny fit. That's weights fit.
That's beef.
I assume. I don't know. Oh. Nothing else to do in the mental institution with regards to
Very true.
weights. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, I like Gramps. It's a shame he's going to be brutally slaughtered.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Oh. Oh, more jumpers. I totally forgot about that massacre.
Well, if you're in the habit of setting places, it's quite easy to.
Yeah. An angry Madonna has the right to be a little defensive.
Yes.
That was who she was reminding me of earlier. That thing was traumatizing. The only one unaffected is Tommy because he just sat there going, well, you know, technique. Talkative one. Oh, I guess that's Tommy.
That's Eddie.
Eddie. Oh, God.
Oh, hello.
Still, fat shaming. Fuck that. Bit of a hair trigger on it. Yeah, although there was definite delay.
And his mask had been stolen as well.
Yeah.
So.
And hick shaming. Well, I was hoping for gigolo work, but whatever gets you going. Hick shaming is allowed. Rednecks voted to Trump. Need I say more? Yes, because this was several decades before.
Okay.
I'm just saying, it's from 1985. Trump's from 2020. That's like 35 years difference. Why would he be? Do you get the feeling they're trying to inject comedy in?
Yep. Maybe they didn't have many lines for that guy and he just wanted one.
Yeah. Oh, why do I think I recognize him from somewhere?
So who's this now?
Oh, no.
Oh, it's the creepy driver, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. I'll take, yeah. I'll take Chili's point. Although I don't know if they're the kind that would vote. I mean, her choice in men is terrible, but...
So is she in a work bathroom?
She's definitely sex
about,
positive.
Yeah, I know we're about 35 minutes in and we haven't seen any nudity yet, but that felt a little bit shoehorned somehow.
Oh, that's premarital sex and drugs. I must run fast. Oh.
So, with all the people which were allegedly on cocaine during the film, that's his best on cocaine acting, is it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm other than her taste in, as I was going to say before that little moment, her taste in men is shocking, but I do like her attitude. Jumper death. Reasonable assessment, I think.
Did somebody just chuck a cat at a chair?
I think so, yeah.
Poor cat.
Oh. That's such lame music, and his hands aren't even hammering in sync.
She's stripping off in the bathroom, mate.
She got dressed again. Maybe she's getting stripped again. I don't know. It could be her thing. Don't shame.
I think we should shame him.
Unless there was a... Oh, Jesus! Unless there was a set agreed time, it's fine for them to take as long as long as they want. If there is a set agreed time and they're going beyond it, then yeah.
Go, Kitty, live.
Be free. Oh God, not kinky sex games. That was a pretty solid headshot. Getting colder. Wow, she must be ripped. The cocaine's out of focus.
You had a chance to get away there.
She's trying.
She tried, but just the door.
Okay, so we called the axe. I don't know. I appreciate that they're racking them up. That's like what? Is that 6 or 7? I think that's 7.
No, I think only if you include the 2 right at the very start.
If we include the 2 right at the very start, because it makes my math substantially easier.
Okay, yeah, we'll say 7 then.
Actually, yeah. Hang on. So, hang on. 20. They're doing about 1 every 4 minutes at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing about 1 every 4 minutes. But I'm not feeling the craftsmanship.
No.
It's definitely quantity over quality at the moment.
Yeah, they're introducing a lot of characters for the sole purpose of killing them about a minute after they've been introduced.
I don't have a problem with that.
No, but I say it lacks craftsmanship.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention this is technically a sci-fi movie.
Really?
Because it's released in 1985, but set in 1989. Therefore, it's a future movie. Therefore, it's sci-fi. Oh, God. God, I can smell the hormones from here. I wonder if my innate sense of jealousy will kill them at this range, because they seem disturbingly young and quite obviously, well, at least in lust of some description, but with a certain amount of care to it. Okay, they're getting dosed on Molly. Fine. Oh, no, sorry, it's a joint.
Nice bit of breathing with the voyeur cam there.
I mean, this is being handled quite nicely and sensitively, and... Oh, that's not Jason. See, she sounds right into it. He sounds like he's having a particularly nice sandwich. Oh! No, I don't think Jason's a pervert. Wow, those are definitely breasts. I've never thought of Jason as a pervert. I think he's kind of like the anti-pervert, if that makes sense.
He's got more important things on his mind.
Murder! He is drawn to folks having sex, though. Ah! Oh! Strong. He is drawn to folks having sex, though. Yeah, he's drawn to folks having sex to stop them having sex. So, anti-perversion. You can't... Anyway. Oh, I knew. It made sense in my mind. They got this wrong. Guys fall asleep. Girls go to wash up. Oh. Now, this is going to give him a limp dick forever, assuming he lives.
Yeah, this bit is going to be... Oh, no.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh!
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
This is new.
Okay, those definitely had care and attention put into them.
Yeah.
Those are definitely thoughtful.
I thought the big shears were going to come down and chop the head off. And when he rolled her over, just the body would move and the head would stay still. But
no, they had a much better idea.
yeah, yes.
It's definitely a very different tempo with these kills. But I'm sorry. I was expecting there to be a severed head. Okay, this is my argument. I was expecting there to be a severed head, right? And then when they rolled her over and the head went with her, I was kind of disappointed, and I was like, "Oh, it's just going to be another limp, like around the neck." No, and then I saw the eyes, and I was just like, because it's the eyes.
Because it's unexpected.
Yeah, I think the head would have looked good, possibly, depending on their budget and how much care they put into it. But the eye thing, and then it also backed up the eye attack in the second. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I get why they did it, and I think they did nicely. God, I'm a fucking connoisseur of arbitrary slaughter. How many times is he going to go past the same bit of
It's
camera?
the least dramatic car chase I've ever seen.
This
The
is
music's there, the tension's there. There's just no second car in the chase.
we've arrived after a completely uneventful journey. He was also in Return of the Living Dead. He's really good in that. Yeah. Volkswagen paid the bribe money. We discussed this.
Yeah.
I mean,
After what they did to them
arguably,
in the first few films.
this time they tried to bribe Big Muscle Car. Wow. Well, he's treating you like an object for a star. That's not a funny thing. Oh dear. I had a Ford. It was fine. Oh God, it's making me hungry.
He's got quite a selection of takeout food there, isn't he?
Again, I had a Ford. I had a couple of Fords. They were fine. Oh dear. Ooh. Oh.
So this is a bit more fighting skill than we're used to.
I'm not sure about that fall down kick, but other than that, he's been throwing some nice hands. Okay, you redneck idiot, back off. Ooh. I mean, other than the whole "if you do drugs, you die," this feels relatively unjudgmental about drug use.
Mm. I just see how this is ending.
If this isn't going anywhere, then it's just absolutely insane humor. They are definitely trying for more comedy in this.
Yes. But then we had this before, didn't we?
What?
The death just after toilet scene.
That was in 3?
3, I think so.
Was it 3?
Yeah, I think so.
I like her. This is definitely anti-just say no Nancy Reagan campaign. yeah. Let the man have a crap in peace.
Yeah, I can't go while you're talking to me.
That's a level of intimacy I don't want in a relationship. Oh no, she's gone to let me have a crap in peace. That must be terrible.
Oh, I just looked it up. He's also DJ from Street Fighter, the movie.
Yeah. I'm telling you though, Night of the Living Dead. Sorry, Return of the Living Dead. Right. He's absolutely brilliant in it.
I just knew I'd seen him in something else.
Whoa! See, that's the kind of neck wound I'm talking about.
Yep.
Paul, you'll remember that.
What's that? No. 3. One of the gang, 2 of the gang members were black.
Yeah. But this is a first non-antagonist.
Yes.
Wow. And an insightful question follows this. So, if we remember correctly, it's the first protagonist that has been. Time we've had African American protagonists, which is definite evolution.
Mm.
Yeah, I thought with the speed we're watching these, we'd remember better. But this is why I have Paul around for me.
Remember stuff from one week to the next. No.
False positive black role. So within the context of a Friday the 13th, yes. Definitely Grandad's. Although you could argue that Grandad is the... and I hate to use the phrase, but it is the magical Negro exemplified.
Oh, these 2 can't be long for the film.
The grandpa role could be good. It depends whether he's got enough time to be developed. But it is a positive role model.
Yes. Yay!
Oh!
I was looking forward to that one.
Oh. I think the racial politics of Friday the 13th are a consideration, but probably down the totems of things that are wrong with it. Oh!
That almost looked like a shot out of the 3D one.
Yeah, I was going to say that. That was just funny. That was just so...
And the squished tomato as well.
The squished tomato was perfect. It was just like, what? If they'd had that kind of neck detail on the guy in the car, I'd have been a lot happier and a lot more confident with this.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the decap that you two, that you and Tiger were after. So big truck didn't pay it protection money. Yes. As a producer, I'd like to tell you we're shooting the whole thing in sequence. And any day that a car turns up is involved, ring me. I'll tell you how it works. It's the producer guideline. Why is she driving back the other way? Sorry, she's driving that way. Car broke, and now she's going that way.
Well, presumably because she was less than halfway to her destination.
And that's why you do the stats. Oh man, they've always got the one guy who's trying but really awkward. I mean, I still think you could probably learn a lot about dating from this series.
There's a big long list of do not do's.
Yeah, but also like some do's because he's. Sex. He's talking about sex. I mean, he took the pitch. You know, made the swing. clearly heartbroken, but he, you know, not the worst rejection we've seen in this. Oh no, don't. If he
I
hits
was
on
going to
the
say,
next...
at least he's respected her enough to take no as an answer and moved on.
Okay, well,
But
I so hope he's stocked up somewhere as a jump scare. Otherwise, that's just gonna be really, yeah, whatever. Flick his ear. That really wakes people up. I'm just saying. Otherwise, he's going to wake up in the morning with a cricked neck. I'm looking out for the kid. I couch surfed a lot in my youth, my wild and reckless youth. So,
especially with those hard wooden arms on the couch.
I know what I'm talking. He's gonna thank me. God damn it! Why does no one in movies ever listen to me?
Was that a dressing gown she was in the entire time?
Yeah. Is she regretting not picking up on that guy?
I'm not sure. Maybe she's just regretting the way that she said no to him.
I mean, it's like far too late for her to have any regrets on the grounds that he did.
Mm.
This is actually beating out the swim scene in part 2 for creepiness. You get what I mean?
Oh, right, okay.
Oh! Oh! Ye oldie bed shot. Is it just me or is she not in sync?
Just hid in the closet.
Yes. He hid in the closet. Okay. I just want to know what the police officer's doing, because he was the one who said Jason was doing it on no evidence at all. And now Jason's like just chocking them up like crazy.
And he's nowhere to be seen.
I've honestly, I'm waiting for the final, because I found the actual final kill chart. I just can't keep up with the KPM. It's on about 5 minutes adjusted. Right, they're still in there.
Yeah. We're having that moment where a lot of strawberry syrup, yes.
And they're all young,
Yeah.
so there's going to have been licking involved. There's no way you stuck up that many drug-soaked teenagers or early 20-somethings. Okay.
Straight through the door.
Fuck me, his ears have grown. So is Jason killing everyone because he's psychotic, or because he's really self-conscious about his ears?
He's got a new mask now. He just wants to see how people think of it.
That's why we weren't seeing him, because they wanted to debut the blue steel of Jason masks. That's not a good sign.
Okay, he got there pretty quick, didn't he?
Fucking Jason, you know. The guy's on a mission.
Mm.
I mean, for what essentially looks like a red onesie, that kid is wearing it well. Oh! Get up, lad.
Yep.
What? Oh my! I didn't even know he was in play. That's not
no.
nice.
I said we didn't see that one, did we?
That was the rain added to it. And all I can think of is that car cut. Oh, right, pun time.
Nailed it.
That nail shot was brilliant, and that nail shot was there for and gone, and that angers me about that guy in the car. Oh, the throw is good.
Oh, there's Grandad.
Grandad's dead. Solid throw. Not huge distance, but solid throw. Absolute class. See, that's a classic move. That's a signature move.
Yep.
I know it's like moaning that Bond asked for a vodka martini. It's a weird machete, though. Chekhov's agricultural equipment! Fucking go on! Get him!
Go on. Yeah.
Fucking get him!
Good job, Reggie.
Go, Reggie! Go, Reggie! Go, Reggie! Reggie looks fucked up.
I think Reggie's more with it than she is right now.
Yep, no, Reggie looks like he should do. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Disturbingly talented for someone that young. See? Oh no! Ninja him in the face, Reggie!
Come on, Reggie. Yeah.
Oh, come on! Solid kicks. Going to town.
Do we still have Tommy in play?
Tommy? Well, that is Tommy, isn't it?
No.
I thought the whole... Okay. I mean, they said they cremated him, so...
Oh, okay. Oh, I hadn't picked up on that.
No, they said they created Jason. Cremated Jason. Because Tommy, we last saw legging it, being all screwed in the head, and we know he keeps on having images of Jason. I thought that was what they were alluding to. Maybe I'm just being too attentive. I don't know.
Maybe I'm not being attentive enough.
The important thing is someone died. For our amusement.
That would explain the different coloured mask then, wouldn't it?
I guess. Have at it!
It's a chainsaw versus machete sword fight.
Again. Second time he's been up in front of a chainsaw, and he doesn't normally fare that well because it's a fucking chainsaw. Oh, yes. Go on. Oh. Big Chainsaw didn't pay their bribe. Now she must die. It's still an incredibly large lump of wood. Smack him with it.
Yay!
Oh! Because that thing's got weight behind. Oh, there's Tommy. Here I am to save the day. Now Tommy is going to be deeply confused. Tommy's going to close his eyes and thinks that's not real. All that therapy for naught. You did him once. You were a kid. Oh! Oh! Yeah, I think that was what I was looking for. The name of that archery. Well, can Jason bleed out?
He doesn't seem to bleed that much, does he?
Mechanically, there's a fair amount of tendon in there, so that should slow him down on that front. He should do, but we don't know if he bleeds. He should bleed out. Yes, but he also should have died.
They
Three
missed a great
times
opportunity
beforehand,
to knock him off the
4
ladder.
times beforehand. He shouldn't have come back from being drowned in a lake as a child, so let's not get too judgmental on what he should and shouldn't do. This is really reminding me of 3. The end of 3.
In the barn, yep. With the rain.
No, it wasn't raining. Was it raining in 3?
I think it was at the end.
Oh, yeah, it was stormy. Yes, you are right.
Most of them end in a storm of some kind.
'Twas a dark and stormy night, and Jason said, and there's a rope. Reggie's not going to cower for any shit. I reckon he's going to get. I reckon this is an ambush. Yep. Yeah.
It would have been better with a pitchfork.
She used what she had.
Yeah. Oh, big spikes.
Oh, wait for the charge.
Gone.
You do you.
Ooh,
Reggie from the top rope. It's the kill.
Go, Reggie.
Oh!
Is he there? Is he not there? He's
care.
not there.
What?
Go on, Reggie. Kick him.
Come on. Hey, don't put pressure on Reggie.
No. I just really want Reggie to kick him.
I really want Reggie to live. I absolutely want Reggie to live. But that fucking top that was a pure wrestling drop kid.
Whee! There we go.
Oh! Okay, now Schrodinger's Jason. If one of you stays up top and the others go downstairs,
yeah, one of you just needs to stay there watching him.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
Who was that?
That was the ambulance driver.
Ah.
Yeah, that was the ambulance driver.
So you were right with that not being Jason and being someone impersonating Jason.
Pretty damn fucking awesome kid. Yeah. No, that I checked. That was the paramedic.
Who took a photograph of Jason?
What?
They've got a photograph of Jason there.
They probably got it from one of the production stills. I mean, did you see that coming?
No. When you said it might be Tommy, that made sense to me. I was like, oh yeah, I could see that happening. But
I kind of thought that was what they were fishing at. I don't know why. I just kind of Tommy disappeared, and they really start after that.
Yeah, it really
know.
started racking them up. Yeah.
We had a couple of little deaths, and then we had that second fight and it escalated. And it made sense because he went and took out the hick, and then it really tonked up. And also because the driver, the ambulance driver, not the ambulance driver, the medical vehicle driver gave him all that shit. So that was where I was getting it from. What?
And dream sequence.
Okay. Well, I have no idea how many people got killed in this. I have absolutely lost count.
Ah, back in red.
Ooh, nice change up. Whoa! Nice change up in the music. What the hell is going on? Well,
That was several endings.
that ending would have been really sinister if it wasn't for the fact that the blue markers made it look like he had an insane, like the Go Compare advert mustache. That was. I mean, that was a new beginning.
Yes.
I don't think there's any other real way of describing that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to say.
So that was a Friday the 13th with no kills by Jason.
Well, no kills by Jason, but I've factored in actual kill. You know, my count is running off actual kills.
But then we did struggle a little bit with that one.
A solid ending ready for sequel. Yeah, I mean, we've got to talk about the ending first. There's no two ways we can't.
Yeah. But that was several endings wrapped up.
Well, they got the ending of what was happening there. Then they had that twist ending, and then he kind of like fell. Why did he have the mask? Would be my question.
Yeah, so he must have grabbed that after killing the driver. And, stashed it away. He was obviously having a bit of a mental breakdown towards the end and taking on the persona.
Yeah, which would be interesting because that would mean you've then got Jason back, but it's Jason back in the body of someone else almost. So not a possession, but like the damage continues.
Yeah,
which would be interesting. I mean, there's stuff you could do with that. It's also quite tragic because he literally beat his demon, and he still failed. So that's a nice. That was a punch of an ending.
And it was unexpected because, to say, we thought Tommy was going to go somewhere with it, and then we had that turned on its head, and then turned back on its head again.
I kind of thought like he'd be in the corner and he'd have thrown it away, the mask. If you get what I mean. When they started going to that corner shop, and then when he draws the knife and it's like, oh yeah, it's skewering time. I don't know how much of that was kind of hamming it up, if you get what I mean. And leaning into the sequel concept, but it's leaning into the sequel concept without exhausting the initial idea.
Yeah, there was a lot of homages to other films in the series. So quite a lot of sort of shots there which were reminiscent of what we've seen before, which was nice to see. But it didn't feel like it was just rehashing old bits again and again. Yeah,
I mean, like the shot through the window sequence, the throw through the window. As I said while we were watching it, that's like, people moaning about that is like complaining that James Bond ordered a martini shaken, not stirred. That is an absolute.
It's now a signature move.
Yeah, in a non-ridiculous way, it is 100%. That's I wouldn't say that's what you pay to see by itself, but it is definitely one of the things that you come back for. Is you want to see that shot, and they put that in there. I mean,
Yeah, there were a few other bits like that. There was there was one where they were running away, and you just had the shot of the feet, and it was cutting between the victim and Jason's feet. Now that's reminiscent. I think was that the first one.
There's been a number of them. Yeah, the chase sequences.
Yeah,
they had the
but
whole
just focused on the feet rather than anything else.
They had the whole anyone going near a tree in the forest is fucked thing. Well, there was definitely there was the traditional through the bed shot, although this time we saw it from the underside, which is a lot different. So there were homages, but they were all playing it up, like the fact that Grandad went through the window, and then you saw that his eyes had been caved in, had been knifed in. That's definitely a different. Anyone? Yes, definitely. Never have a crap in a toilet in Camp Crystal Lake. But the death was very different to the 1 in 3. It was. I'm gonna have to say there was a lot more comedy in this. This was very. Whilst 2 and 3 were trying to recreate, and 2 was definitely trying to redo 1. 3 had all the problems with 3D effects, and 4 was trying to almost outdo itself on a number of levels. I really
this one was having a bit of fun with it, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was some moments where I was actually laughing.
Yeah,
I mean, very black humor. The scene with the waitress, where she pulled off her tops and went, "It's showtime." I thought that was genuinely funny. Not in a laughing at, but a laughing with. That was just expressing a joie de vivre.
Yeah.
In a totally... It was expressing a very natural joie de vivre in a totally ridiculous manner. So I couldn't help but be amused by it in a laughing with manner.
Yeah, there were quite a few bits like that where they added the humour in, and they sort of almost riffed on existing tropes from the series, didn't they? And it's like, we know we've done this before, but let's have a bit of fun and do it again, eh?
It was even with the bits that were homages, there was definitely a bit of a giggle going on. Definitely, I mean, I'd definitely say there's a. You didn't pick up on the Tommy line, did you?
No, I didn't.
What did you think was it? Because I thought they were. I thought the impression I got, and again, I may have been overreading into it. The impression I got was that he was traumatized by the death at the start, and he was already seeing and then there was the incident in the breakfast hall, and then he was seeing Jason, and then that set off him cascading, and then the attack set him off cascading.
Yeah,
even further. So that was the impression I got, but you didn't get that. What did you think was happening?
Well, no, I was fully up for a standard Jason flick, basically. I was fully bought into the idea of Jason, but as soon as you said it, it's like, oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. So I think I just hadn't twigged what they were aiming for.
You knew he'd been cremated.
Yes, but then we also we also know that he's had like his arm almost chopped off and been hacked into pieces and other stuff like that.
Nothing. I'm not saying you're wrong.
No. He does seem to maintain his injuries throughout the film. So, like, the mask has got the sort of the crack around the head, doesn't it? And there's lots of blood. Blood. And his shoulder. If you see his shoulder, there's lots of damage around there. But I was just sort of like, hey, he's just
night Tiger Chili.
Yeah. Good night.
But he's never been as damaged. He's never been. The guy said, because I thought it was Jason, And then when the sheriff said it's Jason Voorhees, so number one, as soon as the sheriff said it's Jason Voorhees, I'm
You
like,
think it's not?
I think, yeah, because
Yeah.
it was done in such a blunt manner with no build up. I didn't even realize they were near Camp Crystal Lake until that got mentioned. And then the mayor or the businessman or whatever said that Voorhees has been cremated. So I was like, okay, well, from 2, and I appreciate this is playing with the timeline, so forgive me. From 2, he being a kid in the woods, and they edited his survival in 3 so that he was just really injured. And then 4, again, it was a case of he had got away from the survivors. So we knew he was very durable, but as you said, we knew that he also sustained damage, if you get what I mean. So as soon as he said, in that entire sequence, I was like, okay, so they, at the very least, want us to think it was Tommy.
Yeah, and there are bits like the eye, which we've seen being damaged before. Both eyes were sort of undamaged behind the mask. So, like in those earlier, the first 4 films, you see his right eye is sort of all drooping down and deformed, and behind the mask you can see that. Whereas in this one, the mask, both eyes were, completely normal.
So you didn't think it was Jason because it behind the mask didn't look like Jason. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm interested in how we got different reads off the movie. That's all I'm discussing it for.
I'd almost bought into the idea that he'd just completely regenerated anew.
Okay.
And just for some reason I got it in my mind. Okay, yep, completely fresh body now.
So okay, I'm not saying because later down the line things get real crazy, but is that because you have any knowledge of what happens later on in the movies, or just because you're that bought into the inevitability of Jason's return?
Yeah, I'm just bought into the idea of it.
Right, you just assume it's Jason because it's Jason.
Yeah.
So, how did you feel when it wasn't Jason?
I thought that was a lovely little twist because so you mentioned it being Tommy, and that just made perfect sense to me. And oh yeah, that does make a lot of sense. And then it wasn't. It's like, oh, brilliant. So it wasn't. And then it was. It's like, oh, brilliant. Another twist.
Okay.
And that's one of the things I've actually really liked about watching this series after so many years of hearing about it, but not having seen it, that you've got all these expectations and it doesn't meet them. And each one of those feels like a really good plot twist.
Not meeting the expectations. Yeah. Now, they definitely, I think, talking about expectations, we got the violence, but we've also got the sex. How did you feel about it? Because it felt a lot more not exhibitionist.
It didn't have so much of the voyeuristic element to it that other ones have had.
No, carry on.
I was going to say, quite often in the previous films, we've had people watching from behind, or the camera watching from behind the bushes or through windows and things like that. Whereas this one, although we even had somebody watching from behind the bushes, it didn't feel like the majority of it was shot in that way.
It was a lot more up close.
Yeah, sort of traditional sex scenes from films. It was shot like those for most of them.
I mean, the bit in the forest was quite pleasant. It didn't feel too aggressively sexualizing. I thought the scene with the girl in her going up on the bunk bed, I thought that was worse.
Yeah,
because that was definitely
that lingered for a bit too long, didn't it?
Yeah, that was definitely right. We want to get her down to her pants.
Yeah. And sort of we're going to have about a minute of her lying there with topless on the bed before she rolls over and sees it.
Yeah.
And just sort of, where are we actually going with this scene?
That's the thing. When it hits the where are we going with it?
Yeah.
That's when I get, okay. I mean, because I accept the fact that this series is a lot of it is sex driven.
Mm-hmm.
Sex and violence go together. And I appreciate that that it is essentially exploitation cinema, because it's horror movie and it is part of the exploitation genre or oeuvre. But when it was that creepy, I can't think of a word other than creepy.
No, you're right. It went on too long. And
almost kind of, the thing was, it was creepy, but it also felt kind of perfunctory, as in someone had said, and we need this many minutes of tits. So they put them in. It also felt quite heavily edited. As I said, the kills were really short.
Yeah, some of them were, we just sort of had like a shot of a blade coming in and that was it. And they really cut away from them quickly.
Yeah.
Which, it felt a bit odd, because previously we've had a bit, there've been the occasional one, but most of them, they've had a bit more care and attention to the character, followed by a relatively decent kill. Whereas this one, there was lots of, we're going to introduce this character for a little bit and then they're dead. And it's just, it almost felt, what was the point of that one when you could have invested a little bit more in a better one later on?
Definitely. It seemed like it was quantity over quality, and some of them looked like they could have been really good, but they were just so trimmed down.
Yeah.
I'll look up on the production notes, on the production details, because unfortunately, when I start looking up for the amazing facts, I start getting info about what's going to be in the movie, which I don't want, so I don't always go through them as thoroughly as maybe I should do. But there did lackadaisical, lack of care, just rack them up and knock them down. And I know the premise of these movies is introduce a cast, whittle them down to one or two people, move on. I know that. But you have to have time to invest in people. You have to have time to care.
Indeed, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And as you said, they were just bringing so many people in to knock them over.
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind. How you invest in somebody. Either it's a likable character, which no, don't die, or it's an unlikable character, which yes, get them. But that's still an investment that we didn't have in a lot of these characters.
Yeah. But then again, they did seem to be going for a bit more of a humor angle.
Mm-hmm.
So how much of it? I don't know how much of it is also okay. The orderly that took Tommy to the facility. I can't think of a better word for it. He was quite obviously, especially with that ear routine, he was quite obviously set up for being a bit of a wretch.
Yeah.
And then when he turned up later, he made it. They threw in a couple of lines that almost to me read as, "Hey, remember me? I'm the bad guy. I'm that reminding the audience who he was."
And
then he got hit in the head by a hammer. I'm wondering how much of that was almost like, my God, that would have been like 10, 15 years in advance of Scream meta commentary. Or am I giving it way too much credit?
It's probably where that commentary comes from. Moments like that, they were probably thinking about it, and it was forming at this time. I won't say it was a fully formed idea that they had, but I imagine it's probably where it started off. It's like, we want this guy to be unlikable, and we want people to be reminded that he's unlikable, and that's why he's dying.
But it was like the I can't even remember their names. Grandpa and the guy who ran the facility, they got both taken out off camera.
Yeah.
They were good jump scares. I mean, we didn't know that we didn't know
where they were. Yeah.
We didn't know that not Jason had one in the barrel to fire through a window.
Mm-hmm.
When the girl turned around and saw him nailed to the tree, I thought that was going to be Jason.
Yep. She even leant up against the tree, and I'm like, don't lean up against the tree.
Yeah. There was also, I thought, when the guy came back to find his I punched girlfriend, there was a bit of me that thought he was going to get fitted up for it.
Mm.
So there were some expectations that I had, which are probably based on like the years of this stuff having impact that weren't there. So I thought it was quite playful in that sense.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of humour to it and messing with ideas that they've had before, which I enjoyed. And they did it in an enjoyable way. That was the key thing for me.
I think they called it a new beginning, and it was a new beginning. It's kind of like this idea of Jason becoming a boogeyman.
Yeah.
And people becoming attracted to the Jason myth. Kind of like with Candyman that you saw recently, that we keep on going back to. This guy just picked up a whole bunch of press cuttings about Jason and then expressed his psychosis by being Jason.
Yeah, that building upon the existing mythology to do something new.
So do you think it I mean, I think personally it fitted in really well into the sequencing.
Yeah, I was worried that we were going to get something sort of ham-fisted to try and reboot it. But I think they did a rather nice job of continuing on from where the last ones were, and repeating the same ideas, so you had that sense of continuation throughout the films. You obviously had some of the same characters as well. So yeah, I think that fitted in very nicely with it.
I'd be curious, how much of that repetition do you reckon was because the orderly knew how Jason had killed people, so he's taking on the persona of Jason. So he's not repeating. It's not repetition. It's replication.
Yeah, it's the copycat killer.
Yeah. Or are we just reading way too much into it? We're giving it our postmodern analysis is giving it so many breaks. Okay, down to brass tacks. Favorite kill?
I don't know.
Because there's a lot to choose from.
There were quite a few kills in that one. Most of the kills, I say, they were off camera. You got to see the blade coming in, and then they just cut away.
I think only about. You still knew they were dead.
Yeah.
I think actual fully off camera was like what 3 or 4 maybe. But even then, that's 3 or 4, whereas we're used to about like 1 or 2.
Yeah, I don't know which one was my favourite from that lot. What about you? What was your favourite?
It's either I'm going to have to go toss up. Road Flare was insane.
Well, yes.
Road Flare was just not where I thought it was going, and horrible and it was just so well done. It was probably the most technically proficient, and just the most fucked in the head. That's definitely up there. I don't know. I kind of think having the head crushed by the leather belt, there's something also quite. That was quite visceral, wasn't it? I think I might actually go. Yeah, I think I might actually go for the shears, because although you didn't see anything, it did play with my expectations a lot, and so it was a surprise when it happened. Not only that, it was a surprise when it was revealed what had happened. So yeah, although there wasn't sort of much involved in that one, I do think that was probably my favourite one. Funniest kill, probably the mother whilst cooking with the tomato.
Yes, the squished tomato in the hands.
But I think that's because I think technically, if you include dreams, which I'm going to do for this discussion, we got 23, 22 kills. That's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah.
if we just count actual kills, all right, then that clocks up at that's 5 more than the previous, which held the crown. Okay. So with a run, where's my on pure KPM, right? You got kill every 4 points, every 4 minutes 45.
Okay.
Sorry, 4 minutes 50, right? Now, if you take the adjusted KPM, which is deaths after the first kill, you're down to 3.5 minutes, about 3:35. Once it gets going, that is relentless. That's every 3.5 to 3:45 seconds. Bang, another body. Bang, another body. Bang, another body. Did not fuck around.
No. Yeah, they certainly kept up the pace on that, didn't they? And there were no big lulls in the middle either.
No, and even the start of it, I thought was building it up at a very decent speed. I'm also quite surprised I didn't spot Chekhov's agricultural equipment, because that was just a thing that was there.
Yeah.
Whereas as soon as he was out the vehicle, we were just like, oh, the clothesline, that's going to be the murder weapon. So that was a wonderful bit of bait and switch, I thought.
Yeah, we'd looked around and we'd seen all of this stuff and we were like, convinced that some of it was going to be used.
Yeah. I think that was, for me, I think it was definitely a solid. It also had some of the worst kills, but I think its range kind of, I don't know. Anyway, you know what that means, don't you?
Is it time?
It's time, baby. It is absolutely time. As ever, this is purely down to your decision. You are allowed to move anything wherever you want, based on your opinion of the series so far.
I'm going to put this one slightly underneath 2 and 3.
You're putting it under 2 and 3?
Yeah. And I'm just doing that because I think some of the kills in this were rather lackluster. It's a bit of a difficult call because I did like the humour element in this one. But I think that they did sort of almost not deliver on some of the...
I mean, that would, if I put it there, that would still put it beneath them. Are we talking like, okay, so that would put it equal.
Yeah.
That would put it...
There is good, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move these just to...
Make some space in the middle.
Make some space in the middle, and I'm going to plonk you... We've got you at the right spot. Just beneath. So you still think it's...
I still thought it was good. It was entertaining. I want it in the top half, definitely.
So compared to the others, it is the worst, but you're putting it about half as much fun as 2 and 3.
Yeah, I think it was very close.
Okay. I have no... It's your call. I've got...
Yeah, I'd say I did like the humour, which bumps it up for me, but I think there are just certain bits in this one that they didn't really put the effort into.
If they cut back the kills and upped the quality...
Yeah, I probably would have put this around about the same. Yeah, probably about the same as number 4.
Okay. So yeah, quality doesn't seem to work.
For me, quality over quantity.
Yeah, there's quantity. So, well, that's where you put it.
What did the critics think?
What did the critics? The critics? I'm not fucking listening to the critics. We know they hate on it. So, cinematically, lost money. It was less money again. It was $10 per dollar. It made a budget of 2.2 million, same as Final Chapter. So they've been doing 2.2 million each time in the last three movies, and it only made 22 million back.
Oh, okay.
So it's down to 10 to 1 return on investment. That's still
reasonable, but
the general opinion is for something, and I believe it was still the case back then, is something made back twice the amount of money that you spent on it. That was solid return on investment. So anything above a 2 is great. So it basically that could sustain 5 other movies, all in. IMDb really, the IMDb ranking, which we are using for the main ranking on this because it's easier and it's a lot more contemporary, and also because it's got a lot more fan input, that gave it a 4.8. It's basically, so it's adjusted ranking is 1.6. It's a C. It is the first C grade movie so far, which again is a steady decline because it was the first one got an A. Second, the adjusters on the second, the next 3 were Bs, and then this is a C comparatively. I mean, obviously, the A rating is a 6.5 because people just bag on it. But yeah, it's. I think that's really. I get why people wouldn't like it. I very much get just the idea of it not being Jason. And it was quite a change of pace. It did have a lot more. So I understand why it didn't get that result, but I still think that's harsh.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that one. As I say, I was struggling where to put it because I thought it was close to the others, not sort of an entire level below.
I mean, if you'd start putting it down by his knees, I would be like, "Whoa, dude!" This. Yeah, but I think that's quite. I mean, the moment it's basically it's about his waist. The other 2 are just on his belly. So yeah, I think that's fair. But yeah, so Friday the 13th, Part 5, a new beginning. Next week, Tuesday the 24th at 8 p.m. Don't say it. We have Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives.
So this is the real Jason, I'm assuming.
Do you want me to give you the tagline?
Ooh, go on then. Whet my appetite.
Whet your appetite?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That sounds a perfectly reasonable request. I went in the wrong folder. So next week, Tommy Jarvis goes to the graveyard to get rid of Jason Voorhees' body once and for all, but inadvertently brings him back to life instead. The newly revived killer once again seeks revenge, and Tommy may be the only one who can defeat him.
I just want like a battle royale of Blue Mask Jason versus Red Mask Jason now.
Oh god, because they had because the camp guy had in his office the Godzilla versus, I think it was Godzilla versus King Kong poster.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So that would just be. And I've also got the old Milky Way red car and the blue car had a race, but I've just got the red Jason and the blue Jason had a race. Both of them wanted to slash her face. This is where I'm coming from. So, yeah. How are we now that you know the tagline?
So that sounds like it's going to continue on from this one, and as I say, I did quite enjoy this one, so I'm hoping to see more of the same level of humour, and we'll see how he brings him back. I mean, having watched Evil Dead,
blood sacrifice of the woman that he pagged at the end of that movie, or we think he pagged. Who knows? Who can tell? I mean, it comes out a whole year later, Roy and Arco 7 Days.
So yeah, well, I shall look forward to that one. And
you haven't a choice.
No. If you like, you can follow us at bunkerzilla.co.uk, the Bunkerzilla Stomping Grounds on Facebook, and on YouTube at Bunkerzilla UK.
I'll basically hit up Google and type in Bunkerzilla UK.
You'll find something.
Yeah. So, there's also loads of other stuff on there, not just us nattering inanely about
there's some good stuff as well.
Trash or treasure, always quality. So join us next week for Paul and Andrew watch all of Friday the 13th here on Bunkerzilla, the home of geek culture in the UK. Bye!
Night.